Welcome everybody to the podcast. It's a new series. Just kidding, not a new series. It's a new thing that I'm gonna be bringing to the channel. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I actually was planning on doing this podcast a while ago, but never really got around. That's my phone. Let's turn that down. Never really got around to it, but now our first guest, and probably every single guest from now on, will probably be Space. So, welcome Space. How you doing? It's been a while.
Very good.
Okay, buddy. We all know your voice ain't that.
This is my voice.
Okay. It's been a while. It took a long time for you to get here. A lot of legal documents for us to sign because how good you are, and there's news going around that you're getting signed to a pro Call of Duty team.
What pro Call of Duty team?
I heard you getting signed to 100T.
100 what?
100 Thieves. Is that true?
I cannot confirm nor deny
Okay.
those claims.
Okay, that's understandable. That's understandable. All right. Well, anyways, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, just
Living the
let you.
dream.
Oh, I'm living the dream. Guys, we're gonna also have some gaming in the background, so don't, mind that. Anyways, so, I got you on this podcast finally. I want to ask you a few questions, and we're just gonna chat about a few things. Is that okay?
All right. Yeah. Hit me.
All right. How good are games? Like, if
How
you would say
good are
like
games?
today's games compared to 2015 version of games and under 2017 version of games.
Well, I'll tell you, games are definitely not as fun, at least. Not as well built, not as well designed. A lot of these games are being sold incomplete. And being forced with a DLC and
okay. So you would say that they're not as microtransactions. So you're saying that because of microtransactions and DLCs, the games aren't as fun as they were back in the day?
Yeah, I would say that. But
okay.
I mean, hey, this is where we're at now, so we got to deal with it.
That is completely true. I would have to not completely agree with you, but I would have to say about the incomplete. There's a lot of games that go out incomplete, and there's a lot of bugs.
Let's take like a Destiny 2.
Okay.
So,
that was a really good game. It was a
Destiny is good, and then they brought Destiny 2. Made a few changes, and then they kind of just sold the game incomplete, and you're forcing people to buy DLC and microtransactions just to have a complete game.
So you're saying that microtransactions make it the complete game, and that's why you didn't buy it?
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna spend $60 for a game, it better be complete.
Completely understandable.
And any DLC should be an add-on to make the game better.
That is completely true. Like GTA
not
5.
Make a sucky game into a good game. No, the game should be good from the start. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Just like GTA 5. That was a really good game. It released free DLCs, and they said they plan on never making a DLC paid for because, the DLCs make it more fun and better. And also, it'd make no sense to have paid DLCs in GTA because then you're stopping a lot of people from playing with each other. And so yeah. So would you say that new game creators can learn from this if they, actually pay attention to the community and listen to what they want?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. If they listen to the fan base and pay attention to what they really want, then they'll be fine.
Alright, I see you went down over there. I'll come get you. But would you say that that games that are small in the beginning, they tend to like only do it because of the money afterwards? Like let's take Fortnite for example. It was a really good game in the beginning, and then they let the money get to their heads, and it became a really crappy game. They used to listen to their community, but then they stopped.
I could see this in anywhere besides, you know, the gaming industry. They find success and then they start making bank, you know. And all of a sudden you want to keep making that bank. I mean, I won't blame you, but the way you want to go on about it, you know.
Exactly.
You know, matters.
Exactly. Because from what I've noticed, and a lot of people can disagree or agree with me, is I've seen that in season 1, 2, and 3, that Fortnite was really good. It was at its prime, making millions of dollars, if not billions. You know, they were making $20 a skin. They were releasing a skin every single week, and then now they're just releasing a skin every day, and it's not even new, not fresh, and
it's all recycled.
It's exactly recycled
content.
And I at least seen every single skin sold at least 5 times.
Oh, that too. Some games, you know, the DLCs are recycled content. Like, you want to buy that? No.
Exactly. Like, you know, not to hit on Call of Duty, I'm a very big Call of Duty fan. I love Nuketown, but Nuketown's a kind of recycled map, and it needs to, you know, it shouldn't keep reappearing, in my opinion. I love Black Ops 3 Nuketown, I love Black Ops 2 Nuketown, but it should have stopped in Black Ops 3. You know, the Nuketown in Black Ops 4.
Oh, Nuketown, but 4 was I disliked it completely.
It was very horrible.
It felt weird.
It didn't really feel like a Nuketown to me. It felt more of somewhere in Russia. You know, I got the Russian vibes or German vibes. You know. That's kind of vibes I got from it. I didn't really get the full-on vibes of a good, you know, map. But again, not to hate on him, you know, I love Nuketown, but I feel like after 4 years, well, after four generations of the game, 4 releases, 4 titles, it should have stopped, you know. It should have stopped at number 3, you know. So, would you say that games, if they stop releasing these, you know, already released, you know, titles and maps and recycled content, they would be a lot better?
I mean, I want to take we would get inspired by, you know, let's say, we're talking about Call of Duty, so Call of Duty Online in China. You could do something like that. I mean, hey, because I mean, making a game every year kind of just, you know, dries people's taste buds.
Yes, it does.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, I've been playing COD for a long time, and
this is how we got people saying, we want something new, and then we got something new.
Would you say?
Then you know, not everybody supported what they got, so.
Exactly. Would you say that that not all the time is the community right though? Because I know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. No, the community's not all. It's not always gonna be right, but if you don't at least have their input in it or their say in it, then it's not, you know.
Yeah, because I know for Fortnite and Call of Duty, it's very, they're bipolar, as I should say. Fortnite, they took the drum gun. If you remember that gun, you should, because it was so good. But it was a community vote, and most of the community chose the drum gun. But at the end, the community was like, take out the drum gun, it's too good. And then they re-released the drum gun because they're like, okay, community vote. And then now the community was like, oh, it's too good, take it out. So I would have to say that, you know, for the people out there that do say that the community is always right,
No, not always right.
you're
Definitely not always right.
you're very one-sided. You
But
haven't
they
seen.
definitely, their input definitely needs to be.
It should definitely be a priority,
Yep.
in my opinion. It should be something like, if a majority, you know, say take out a gun, then you know, either take it out or nerf it. You know, don't leave it in there just to hear everybody rage and give you bad feedback. You know, yeah, you'll still get people buying the game because, yeah, your game's still fun, but those just the small little things can make a game unfun. And I completely understand this from a waypoint because, you know, there's a lot of games that have this. Fortnite, one of them. Um, then Call of Duty, again, there's a few guns that are just too OP and they need to nerf them, but they don't. And same thing with the maps, you know, they don't. Those small little critiques, you know, can make a game better. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know if you
definitely.
can agree.
1% better, 2% better.
But like you said, every percent counts, and you
Every
know,
percent counts, definitely. No. Yeah.
you can never have a game at 100%, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, no, that's weird. That's yeah.
No matter how good you think the game is and how perfect you think the game is, a game is never perfect. It
It's
always
always
has
gonna have a
its
mistake. It's
exactly,
gonna have its flaws.
exactly, um, exactly. Just for example, Fortnite, not Call of Duty, my bad. Again, not Call of Duty, Fortnite, my bad. Fortnite has Bloom, very bad Bloom, and unless you have a Scar or the AUG, I don't know what the name of it in this game is, it's not as good as those guns. So if with this green AR that I have, I'm gonna have more or Bloom than I do with a golden or a purple Scar. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I can read that. Yeah,
But anyways,
I concur.
yeah, cause you know, a lot of people think that Fortnite is and I'm not dissing on anyone nor the game, just critical thoughts, opinion. I forgot the name words on my top of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now. But you know, just people think that you know, just because you have 20 kills means you're the best in the game, or you drop a 40 bomb, you're the best. And really, this game's not really a skill-based game, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's really not, because I could just build a ramp in front of me. You know, I could have spent the 15-20 minutes to, you know, farm in the beginning of a match, have a whole bunch of mats, and then when I'm getting sprayed, I could just put a bunch of, you know, mats in front of me when I'm getting sprayed, and just hold that position and wait for the person to get, you know, let their guard down close to me and just start shooting them. And
Oh yeah.
again with the bloom, when I'm shooting someone 20 meters away, I get horrible bloom that in Call of Duty or any game that doesn't, I would have killed them, but in this game, I don't, because of the really bad bloom. So, in my opinion, this game's not a skill-based game. It's more of, you gotta have luck on your side. And I'm not saying it's a pay-to-win game or nothing like that. But I just feel like it's definitely not as skill-based as everyone thinks. It's just really not. I'm sorry, but until they take out the bloom, it just can't be skill-based. Give me one second. I'm drinking a big shield. In the industry right now, what would you say is the best game out, like, at this point in time?
A lot of best games would be story-driven games. Not really
Story-based?
story-based games, yeah. Any RPGs, and honestly, games that have been spent that have been blah blah blah. Can't talk. Games in which developers put their time and effort on.
Exactly. I'll go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with movies too. It's all the same. You gotta put your time and effort and actually have a good story and everything. So I think that's why.
If you want to come and grab some stuff.
What is over there?
There's a blue AR, blue
I'm good.
SMG, a lot of mats. I'm gonna go to the circle
I'm good.
first.
D
I would have to. Did you just take damage?
Yeah.
Would you not? I'm sorry, I am losing topic. But okay, I'm just no. I can't. I just can't talk today. Yeah, a lot of story-based games like GTA 5, I would still have to say is a really good game. Minecraft, even though it's not really story-based, is a really good game out there, and a lot of people can hate on me for liking Minecraft as an 18-year-old, but in my opinion, I'd rather play Minecraft than all these other games that people are toxic in. And in Minecraft, you could just sit there and play the game and have fun, and you're not being hit with toxicity.
And I'm happy with Mojang and what they did with Minecraft. I mean, they definitely brought it back alive.
They definitely did, and it was
for a couple of years. Minecraft was kind of.
A lot of people would say it was dead.
It was dead.
In my opinion,
I wouldn't say it was dead, but it was just.
It wasn't where it used to be. On Twitch, you definitely can't say it was dead because a lot of people you still played it.
Oh, no, people still played it.
Watched it. So it definitely wasn't dead. It just wasn't where it's at.
It's like it's like Fortnite. Take something new, bring it, and then it's good, and then at some point it's gonna fall down.
Exactly.
And lose the people's interest, that's what happened in Minecraft.
I would definitely have to say that Minecraft, I like the new updates that Minecraft are bringing, as the new B update. I don't know if that's out yet, but I would definitely have to say that it's definitely definitely coming back from where it was.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I do enjoy the new updates that they have released, as it's definitely more. It gives it more, than just what it was. It was definitely dead. My apologies, not the word dead, but it was definitely just on the urge of dying. So I would definitely have to agree with you that Minecraft's definitely coming back from where it was. I'd have to also say that a lot of the story-based games out there are very are a lot better than these competitive games, as a lot of people just get more toxic with them. For instance, Call of Duty, Minecraft. Not my bad. I can't talk. And they might be are they sky? They're sky basing it. Can you go back and grab that sniper? Because our bullets aren't.
I got one.
Okay, shoot that down. But we're gonna come back after this, and we'll be back with commercial.
Boom. Adios, amigo. Oh shoot, I'm running into the store.
That was only okay. That's 2 people. What?
Sniffing my nose, bro. Yeah, no, I'm gonna catch a cold soon. All the signs of a cold for me.
How are you still alive?
Somebody else is alive?
Yeah, they both dropped from the height and they survived.
Was there water nearby?
No, I covered it up. I just made sure that they wasn't gonna live from that shit.
Yeah, they hit some. He made it in the water somehow.
No, they both landed on my builds. One actually went down from my builds, and then the other one, I took damage or something. I don't know. All right, and we're back from commercial. So we got into a lot of the gaming aspects. We said that the games aren't as well as they used to be, and there's a lot of old games that are coming back, and the storyline games are very a lot better than the competitive scene like Call of Duty and Fortnite. Um, but let's go ahead and switch it up to music. How would you say music is doing today? Besides the 2017 and 2018 version of mumble rappers, we still have those guys. And I'm not dissing if you guys like to listen to mumble rap, that's all you. But in my opinion, I joke around about mumble rap. I put it on just to joke around and say that it's the best in quotation marks. But I don't listen to it. I definitely annoy my friends playing it sometimes, but I don't ever really sit down and jam to mumble rap. What would you say though from 2019 and not including the mumble rap scene? That music,
And
where
music,
is music standpoint at?
I mean, music is very subjective, so I honestly would say it just depends on the listeners and all these artists fan base. I mean, it honestly depends who the artist attracts, because I mean, there's just so many artists out there. There's a lot of good music, maybe some bad ones, depends on who thinks, on their opinion on the music. But I mean, still, it's just, music's very subjective.
Exactly.
I will say that I mean, probably for us who grew up in a different time, especially, it's, we would say obviously that we don't like the music nowadays, but a lot of these kids would say otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. A lot would say that it it's at its all-time high. I actually heard someone say that, and I laughed my butt off.
It's at its all-time low. So I mean,
exactly, like an adults, they say that today's music I don't, and I'm not gonna be. I don't want to say all adults. I'm saying some adults do say that today's music's at an all-time low, and I would really be, if we're concluding mumble rap, I would say it's 75% at its okay. It's not at its all-time high nor its all-time low. It's not at the middle, but it's definitely above the middle, but below the high. If we include the mumble rap, if we don't include the mumble rap and all this, other stuff, other artists that I'm not gonna say one specific artist, but if we include those artists, then yes, it's about 75. But if we don't, then it's probably at an all-time one of its best spots, as a lot of new artists are coming up. A lot of new artists are really blowing up from it, and today is, if you would like to, if you're an artist or an upcoming artist, whether you're already in the game, have a small fan base, or you're wanting to join the game, right now is it your best opportunity, as the old people are transitioning out and the new people are transitioning in. I'm not saying old people, the old rappers or old artists are dying off, because Eminem's still in the game. He's still making wonderful music. Who else? 50 Cent's making good music still. We have a lot of artists that still releasing good music, even though they're the elders of the rap music game. So that if you really would like to join the game or really grow your fan base, right now is your best chance of growing.
Now's your best time.
Exactly, because you have YouTube, Spotify,
And yeah, that's what I
SoundCloud.
would say. Like, you have more resources to help you grow.
It is
Versus back then, where
it's definitely easier. You don't have
to really work hard and hustle.
yeah, you don't have to you don't have to burn your music to a CD. If you do that, then you're keeping it old and keeping it real. but you don't have to. Like, a lot more people, because, and I don't want to get onto another topic, but a lot of people are, a little more lazy. A lot of people don't want to have that physical standpoint, and sometimes it's not just lazy. People just rather have it on their phone. Did an album on a CD. A lot of people aren't having mixtapes. They don't buy the mixtapes on the CDs, and I don't know the profits. I don't see the numbers, so I'm seeing from like I'm saying from just a new, a person standpoint, from a independent. You know, a lot of people rather have that digital copy of a mixtape than a hard disc. So your chances of getting more people play your music on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, is way up there. And you don't have to have a manager anymore to get your music on Spotify and all that. Now, back in the day, you used to have to sell your music as CDs and all that before you can even get it on Spotify and YouTube and all that, because back in the day YouTube cost money, and now it doesn't. So it's just your best chances are right now, when you have the most amount of resources being able to help you. It's so much easier, as I would say, to get into the music game. But anyways, what were you saying?
I said I definitely agree with you on that.
Exactly. As from a young artist standpoint, Distro Kids. This isn't a paid advertisement or a sponsor. Distro Kid, you could spend $20 a year. I think I spent like 20 or 40 bucks, and I get my music on Spotify. So, and I get all my royalties. So, it's amazing to see that a young artist like me can have, all my royalties and all my money and my plays, and be able to see that, than, not having it. So right now is definitely a really good time to get in the game and to definitely start hustling. But your will to grow is only as, big as your will to hustle. So, because a lot of people nowadays, and I'm not gonna say specific name, are wanting to just release a song and make that, one-hit wonder. So, and music doesn't, it's like, oh, he's a one-hit wonder.
I won't lie though, some of these one-hit wonder songs are, some of them are pretty nice. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would have to say that some of them are really good, but those ones that are like, oh, I just want to release that one song, become a one-hit wonder, it doesn't work like that. Like, a lot of people say Post Malone is a one-hit wonder, and if he's been actually releasing music way before.
If the guy shoots you with a scar, that's the one that killed me.
Okay.
He took my scar.
All right. A lot of people would say that, but he had music coming out way before, than before White Iverson, and congratulations. So, to say that he's a one-hit wonder would be a very bad. I
really like Post Malone as an artist.
You really,
Yeah, no, I like a lot of his music.
Oh yeah, his music's really good. His music's very, very good, and I liked his new album, Hollywood's Bleeding. And that's another thing. A lot of people are released, it was that wave of albums being released, and I'm not saying anyone, jumped on a bandwagon of releasing, music, but, albums, but a lot of people, like I told a few people, I think they all got together and was like, okay, let's all release our albums near the same time, because, yeah, you had, the Scary Nights EP from, from G-Eazy. You have the Hollywood's Bleeding from Post Malone. You have I'm Him from Kevin Gates. Then you also have uh, Kanye's new album. Then you have uh, who else released an album? I had to talk, but a lot of people just release albums, and it's like, wow, did they all get together and say let's all release our albums at the same time?
At the same time.
Yeah, a lot of people really releasing albums, and it blows my mind. On they were just they got together and was like, okay, let's all release our album. But in your opinion, what would you say would be a really hot album that you listened to that got dropped in the latest
Recently?
week? Yeah, like I don't mean like the best one, but which one did you like a lot out of all of them?
A lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, Post Malone's, yeah.
Hollywood's Bleeding.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with that. I liked his album a lot. I also liked Kevin Gates, but I think a song that I liked from Post Malone would have to be Hollywood's Bleeding. That one that hit hard for me. Circles hit hard. It's just it blows it blows my mind. How many people released an album. And they were all good in my opinion. Like EPs, albums. In this particular case, we're not just talking about albums. We're talking about EPs and albums. But yeah, do you have a mini?
Yeah.
Gonna get that. But yeah, it just blows my mind that they all got done at the same time. So. But anyways, who would you say what album would you like to what artist would you like to see an album from next? Whether they've already released an album, would you like to see another album from that artist, or would you like to just see an album from an artist?
Next.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm just interested in listening to what they can bring.
So.
What new things they can bring. What new content.
All right.
What new music.
Exactly. It's not about how many albums. And some people, they believe that the more albums you have, the better you are. But some people believe that it's more about what you can bring, and that's what I agree with. It's not you can have 20 albums, have records sell, but if you can't bring anything, then in my opinion, I don't know, you're just up there, But in music, what in your opinion, what would you say would you rather listen to? Lyrical music or just music that you can jam out to, whether it's at the party, at your house, hanging with some friends?
Definitely lyrical.
Lyrical. So,
and something with meaning, because that's the kind of music I like. Music with meaning.
Exactly. Well, you can also have.
No, you could have some.
Yeah, you can have.
Not all, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on.
No, go ahead. All right. Well,
no, go on.
you can definitely have some meaning in non-lyrical, like.
Oh no, definitely you can.
I'm not gonna say any artist.
But I think lyrics in general just give the music
now
more depth.
Would you rather hear Would you rather hear lyrical Eminem type of lyrical, or just rapping with good rhyme scheme? Would you rather hear a good rhyme scheme, or just it has to be Eminem?
Good rhyme.
What do you mean? Okay, because a lot of people, when they say lyrical, they mean Eminem. But you can also be, but yeah, you could definitely have, not necessarily Eminem lyrical, but little time and rhyme lime and shine, type of rhymes, and it still be lyrical because it's not as lyrical as Eminem, but you gotta be reading a dictionary 24/7 to get up to his level. His level. Yeah. What what genre would you say that you're more interested in? If you have a opinion on each genre, rap, country, today's hits, pop,
Honestly, to me, genre doesn't matter that much. It's just more on what music can connect to you.
All right. So you're more into what can hit the heart more than what genre, because a lot of people be dissing on that country, but country moving those feet, making people move those feet, move the heart. But you know, if you hate country, not you, but anyone out there, that's completely up to you guys, Uh, what would you say is the best time period? Not necessarily the best, but like, what do you enjoy listening to most? The 80s, the 70s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s.
What era? I mean, time of my life, I really enjoyed 80s music, then some of the 90s, but definitely the early 2000s.
2000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I really enjoy the 2000s. A lot of oldies.
There's a lot of great music right now, but just the old ones hit you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I get a lot of old memories, from hearing to the 2000s, and
oh yeah, no, definitely.
to me they're old. They're oldies, almost 20 years old, and it surprised me how that I grew up on that music. And a lot of people be like, well, you're only 18 and you're still young, but to me that's oldies. Hearing 2000 music, that's something else, and it hits in the heart for me, because it's like, wow, I used to listen to that when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
10.
And so it's like, wow, how far music has come, and just hearing it in general.
Alright, and this is gonna be the same for kids nowadays. And they grow up.
Can you repeat that real quick?
I said it's gonna be definitely the same when for kids nowadays when they grow up.
Oh, most definitely. A lot of kids will be like, wow, I just remember listening to Gucci Gang just yesterday. It's like,
oh god, oh man.
I know that hits hard, but hey, that's I'm not trying to diss on.
Some of these musics are.
I'm not trying to hit your buttons or anything, but that's and I'm not trying to diss on younger people, because that is my generation. Lil Pump is my generation, so it's like, and I'm not dissing on any generation, but it's like tomorrow you're gonna wake up and be like, wow, I just remember listening to Lil Pump. Oh, 20 years from now. So it's like, everything just hits different, But moving from music to taking a break, commercial, we'll be back. See you guys when we come back from break. And we're back from commercial. Now, guys, you're probably wondering, Isaac, why are you saying that? I'm just saying it just so we could take a little break, because I don't have ads on this, nor am I doing this somewhere else. I'm legit just recording it on my PS4, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why you guys can hear the game and all that, and I don't even know how the microphone levels will work out just yet. That's why I've been turning down the music, I mean the sound effects. But anyways, moving from games to music, now we're going to be moving from music to movies. How would, like, from all the movies that you've seen from, you know, the 1900s. I don't know what genre you usually watch, but
damn, that's old.
from the 1900s or whatever, you know, time period you usually watch to now, what would you say was the best time period, or the more interesting time period?
I can't really put that in one time period because, man, each time period has something to offer. I mean, before you would have storytelling over CGI effects, because nowadays it's more CGI and
Almost definitely.
the way a movie visually works rather than how well it's written.
Oh, exactly. Like, no, not trying to bring any hate, but Green Lantern in their CGI, they decided to use a CGI suit instead of just using a full-on suit, which, in my opinion, made no sense to do, but it's whatever. But it's whatever, like I said. But a lot of movies nowadays are moving away from storytelling to more CGI. You know, like
practical effects,
yeah. Like in my opinion, the more scarier, like, in my opinion, the 1900s, like back in the day, old scary movies like um, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, that was more scary than, you know, today's movies like Insidious, Conjuring. Those aren't scary. Those I laugh at those.
I feel those, I feel like they're more for story and show and tell. It's not like.
I would definitely say they still. Yeah, like I definitely would say that they have a scary aspect. Like they still have the jump scares, but it's so typical. You know, like every movie. Like for example, I'm not saying every movie has this, but like compare this easy jump scare to every movie, and you'll understand it. A man's looking in the mirror, or a woman, and then they look up at the mirror, nothing. They look down and back up, and there's something behind them. It's like that. Every movie today has that jump scare.
It's so predictable.
It's so predictable. Or they hear a noise in the closet. They're like, "Oh, don't go to the closet," and they go to the closet anyways. Nothing's there, and then the guy behind them that said, "Don't go open the closet door," is dead, and so it's like, oh, that was predictable. So, you know, Scream and all these, you know, like Scream, it had, in my opinion, that was mind-blowing, because it was like, who is it this time? There's 5 people wearing the mask, but who's the real person killing the people, you know? So I'd have to say that definitely back in the day movies, you know, I would have to say anything under 2010 is a lot more scarier than today's, you know? And I just feel like they put more effort into it. Like I was watching a YouTube video and reading on Halloween, and it took 5 people to create Michael Myers. It took a guy to play the person in the mask. Apparently that was a girl, from what I understand. Like when they got a mask view, that was a girl. The kid when he was Michael Myers. They had a person wearing the mask when, you know, you see him in the mask in the jumpsuit. You know, that's a big dude, and so forth and so forth. I don't remember all the people and why they used them, but that took 5 people. Now they just use one big dude, and that's it. You know, and that's not a lot of hard work. But I do like that they Halloween. You know, today's Halloween wasn't super scary, but it definitely had not as much predictable jump scares as today's usual, you know, scary movies.
Horror movies, yeah.
Yes, horror movies. So, and I feel like that goes for like all movies, not just scary movies. I don't know if you agree, but
no, definitely.
Even action movies, they all have, you know, they all lead back to one thing, and it's like, oh, or the guy gets the girl, you know, it's make it different, you know. So
Something interesting, something different.
Exactly, because I've been watching the guy gets the girl type of movies for most of my life, and they're getting old. I'm actually not that old, and that's what I'm trying to, make a point. I'm not that old, and they're already getting old.
Oh, you're old, bro.
But no, like, would you say that back in the day put more hard work into their movies than?
I would say, yeah. In terms of storytelling, yes. Of course, writers and directors put more hard work, but in terms of practical effects, I mean, they had no option. What could they do? I mean, they didn't have the tech they have nowadays, so.
Oh, exactly.
But no, it definitely took more time and effort to make a movie back then.
Most definitely. Because, nowadays, instead of dressing up someone or making a clay body or making, making the animal or whatever, they just use CGI, so it's like you're kind of taking all the hard work out. Yeah, it's gonna be cheaper to make it in CGI, but
the realism's
just not there. Yes, a lot of people can beg to differ and say, well, it looks real. Yeah, it looks real, but it would look more real if they, didn't give it that CGI feel, because you can't make a CGI animal or person have real movements like real people unless you use that full body, with the white or blue or green balls on it, where your whole body's covered in them, and they're in a black suit. Unless you're using that, and a lot of movies don't use that because it's more time and effort, and then it's like you're not really, you're just using CGI to cover up the facts that you didn't want to spend time and effort to, again, it's cheaper, but I'd rather spend the extra money, because you're making money either way. Like, when a movie comes out, you're making money. You have a $3 million, let's just say you have a $3 million movie. You're not using anyone really big, and you're most likely gonna make at least 10 million from it, because a lot of people, you sell it for $20, and that's after, that's not even a high price. $60 is an average movie cost when a movie just comes out, but this is a low budget film, we'll just say. So your budget $3 million, you sell it for $20. What is that to get to 10 mil?
$60.
$20. $20 is today's like Halloween. When that dropped, it would cost $60. When like all
for
these
you? Damn, what the hell you on, bro?
What? How much did it cost you? Or
I mean, on average,
my bad. I'm thinking games.
Yeah,
I'm thinking games. Oh, my bad.
Like on the low end of $20, $30.
Yeah, my bad.
It's not gonna be on us.
It's on the $20 is still on the low end though. Like when a movie comes out, it's more of like $40. Like I've seen a movie when it dropped $40, and I'm like, wow, high price right there. But anyways, either way, we'll say you're making $20 off a movie, and you're still gonna make your money back, because a lot of people are gonna be like, as long as you know how to market your money and you market your movie and make a good trailer, you're gonna get people to buy your movie. Just simple facts. Because people, wanna fit in, and it's human behavior to buy a movie that from a new company that your friends are talking about, or that's a good trailer. The trailer looks good, so of course you're gonna make some money. So if you have a $3 million budget and you're making $20 a movie, you'll make your money back. And so it's the point of the point of this is to simply say that it's pretty laziness to just keep using CGI. And and from the people that are gonna be like, well, you don't know how hard it is. I understand. I see from both ends. Like, it is hard to make a movie. It's harder than and a lot of people think. It's not just one shot, two shots. There's times that people are movies will take 50 shots just for one scene. 50 plus shots, and so yeah, it's pretty hard to make a movie, and then you have to count in that people could get sick and all this, but they take precautions to make sure they don't get sick. But when they do, that sets them back too, and everything. So I understand.
Yeah, you got a schedule.
And I don't want to say, oh, I know exactly how it feels making a movie and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is I understand from both spectrums how hard it is to make a movie, and to make, it's not just as easy as marketing and all that. I understand. I'm just simply saying that, as long as you have good marketing, good trailer, then you're gonna get people to buy. Because it's the same with games. If you know how to make a good game, even if it's like a small RPG, oh my god, I can't think, it's late in the day, but anyways, even if it's a small little game, just $5 game or free game, as long as you know how to make a good trailer, have good music, and market your game well, your trailer and your game, you'll make money, even if it's a no budget film. So if you're spending $0 to make the game, you'll make money. You'll make profit.
$0.
Yeah.
Hey man. Yeah.
There's a lot of free software. Unity is out there, and we'll just say you're using Photoshop to make backgrounds and all that. You can 20-40 bucks for Photoshop. So yeah, you can make a no budget game, and that's if you have to use Photoshop. So you'll definitely make your profit as long as you market, because you can also get marketing for free too. Like, just put it out on Instagram, put it out on YouTube, and title it well. Again, it's the same with music. It is so easy to get a YouTube video, game, and movie out there nowadays than it was back in the day. Because back in the day, they didn't have all these free programs. Instagram wasn't a thing. Twitter wasn't a thing. Facebook was a thing, but it wasn't as big. MySpace was a thing, but it wasn't big. Today you have all those social medias, and again, MySpace, a lot of people, I don't even think it's still a thing. Is it still a thing? I think it is.
I don't know, man.
But you have all these.
But it's not. Actually, I don't even know at this point.
I don't know, because I hear people talk about it, and then I don't know if they took it down or not. So, but anyways, you have all these social media platforms that you can, put your trailer on and market your game. So yeah, it's very easy to get your stuff out there. Now, is it easy to make the money back, or make money, or get as big as these newer companies? Probably not. That's probably 1 in a billion chance, 1 in a million chance, so 1 in 10 million chance. So can you be a young artist, young game developer, director, young director, young producer? Yeah, it is very possible. But back to the movies, because we kind of strayed from the topic. How do you feel? Because I know me and you were talking about this a while ago. How do you feel about
CGI?
No, not CGI. Part 1, part 2, like John Wick 1, John Wick 2, John Wick 3. Sequels. That's yes, trilogy, sequels. How do you feel about movies with trilogies?
Expanding into a franchise? I mean, a movie franchise? I mean, it's alright. I mean, just do it right. Exactly. Sometimes these companies want to milk a franchise, and like Pirates of the Caribbean, I mean, they got, 5 films? 5 films, and I think third one was, honestly, the last one that made money for them, and the last one that was good for Disney, so... And then they started milking, and it's and without, good stories, so...
exactly.
I mean, this is not also just the story, but it's like I think people just get tired of seeing the same thing repeatedly.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely, because you know,
if there's no change too in the actual franchise, it's like it's all
most
similar.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because they see that you know, one thing did them well, so like, oh well, why fix something that's not broken? And so they're looking at that standpoint, and it's like, well,
I mean,
why
well,
do
for
that?
Pirates of the Caribbean, I think Disney went into the view that they wanted something different, but that something different wasn't what people wanted. I think what a lot of people wanted from Pirates of the Caribbean was just pirates instead of a whole
Whole magical
extra
uproar.
stuff with magic and
Yeah, I
all
definitely
sorts of mythical,
creatures.
know,
Yes,
creatures, myths.
I definitely enjoyed, you know, Blackbeard. You know that story. I loved the story. Oh, I haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean or even talked about it in a while. So excuse me, Pirates of the Caribbean fans, if I don't get everything right.
Yeah, bruh, you about pissed me off.
I probably will. I think it's Davy Jones's locker, the one with the heart. He's a squid. You know, I enjoyed that because it was a cool
Yeah.
little myth that, you know, is a real life myth. But then you got pirates come back from the dead, and then you got the magical. Oh, what was it? I think it was the last one when they were stuck in the Bermuda Triangle, basically what it was.
They're looking for a Poseidon's trident.
Yeah, it's
and
like
the trident would break all the curses of the sea.
yeah, and that it was a good. I liked the movie. I just it was something that I didn't see coming, to be completely honest. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it like I did the beginning. When I first saw Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, exactly. As long as a movie can do the trilogies right and not just milk it, I feel like they can make some real good money and keep it going. Like, you know, not to diss John Wick, but from what you said, that there's gonna be a fourth one, and I feel like I haven't seen the third one yet, but when I do, I'll update my opinion on it.
I mean, I'll be honest, the third one's great. It's the best one in the trilogy, but it's just my opinion of trying to milk a franchise like John Wick is not something I would have done in particular.
Exactly. I feel like, you know, he was trying to get out of, of being a hitman and all that, and now he's back in it, and he's still trying to get out, and it just doesn't make sense to just keep milking it for what it, you know. Yeah, you can make some good money off it, but give it a good storyline. I'm getting hit from all sides too. Give me a second. But yeah, just definitely don't milk something just to milk it. Oh no! It's the game. Anyways, yeah, just don't milk it just to milk it. You know, make the trilogies to actually make a good series. Don't, like it's the same thing when TV series. Don't make a TV series just to milk it. You know, make it to be good. A lot of there's a lot of TV series out there that are really good, but then they sway from the whole point of the TV
I mean, I
series.
think for TV series, it's more like you just give up on it. They don't really put much effort as they did in, let's say, like the first season, the second season, whichever season they actually cared about.
Most definitely.
That was good.
Because I know Scorpion. I don't know if you've seen that show. I enjoyed it.
And I love Scorpion from the beginning, but then as
I was a fan.
As it went on, Scorpion just kind of got...
I still was a fan, but they start straying from the point of... From what I understood from the point of what they were trying to do in the beginning, you know, they kind of strayed from it. And if this gets to the people that make Scorpion, I would love to see season 5. I have an idea that you guys could make, you know, Walter kind of confused and become, you know, help Mark Collins with doing stuff, and you know, kind of Scorpion trying to get, you know, don't make it an action movie now, but like make it like where Scorpion and I already forgot the centipedes. I forgot the name of what Paige and them named it, but you know, make it where they're working together and trying to get Walter back. That would be pretty cool. Don't make it an action scene or TV series season 5, but I feel like that would be a really plot twist that, you know, Walter...
I mean, if they want to make season 5, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, they canceled the show, but I'm just saying, like, if they did and they made that, I would boom, I would have enjoyed that series if that season if they made it where Walter joined and helped Mark Collins, like he got Mark Collins, because Mark Collins was the only one that he said understood him. Everyone else didn't. So, you know, going back to trying to be genius and get that low EQ instead of having a high EQ and a high IQ, you know, help get with Mark Collins. That would be a good, cool plot twist, and you know, but there's a lot of good series out there that, you know, stray from the point and they kind of get lazy with it. You know, if you need, sign your boy. I'll do it for free at first. All right, I'll make good TV series for you guys. Don't worry. I'd write you something that'll make you thousands of dollars, millions. Anyways, exactly. But I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you again, Space, for coming out and joining me with this first brand new podcast. You know, I hope to see you again. And guys, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, definitely tell me, you know, what you feel like we could talk about. You have to give us some ideas if you would like. I'm gonna take this real quick. I'm gonna drink this. Don't mind me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out to this podcast. If you guys did enjoy it, hit that like button and tell me what you guys think down in the comments down below. Thank you again, Space, for coming out and joining me on today's podcast.
My pleasure, my pleasure.